Hello everybody! Welcome back to Final Fantasy VII New Threat Mod. Last time, we escaped Midgar. This time, I'm just going back to my hometown. That's as far as... Alright, I'm going back to my hometown. I'll go with you as far as that. I guess this is the start of our journey. You hate traveling, or it's dangerous? Sure you want to go? Which one of these gives more love points? I believe it's this one. But you know, it should be alright if you keep your promise. You know what? This is the first time I've left Midgar. Really? Are you worried? A little. No, maybe a lot, but I have my bodyguard, right? We told Lost Nova's mom to go somewhere safe. Marlene should be safe too. She said she didn't want to stay in Midgar anymore. Maybe that's for the best. And then just repeats everything. Okay. Then, let's go. To the northeast, there is a small mining town called Kelm. Quiet town, out of the way. Why don't we head there first? You're right. I've heard about that town before. What do you think, Zorn? Yo, about Sephiroth and the crisis of the planet? We need a leader for our journey. Of course, that could only be me. You think so? It would have to be Zoran. Just that little head turn. Fuck, alright. We'll head northeast to Calm and lay low there. Oh yeah, and take this. When I receive the PHS, we can use this to stay in touch if something comes up. Don't lose it. And besides that, we can't be strolling around together either. It's too dangerous. Let's split into two parties. The party I actually want is not what I'm going to take, because this one is more funnier. Dialogue-wise, and I'll be switching it as soon as I get to the world map. Thought you'd do that. Later, at Calm. Barry just figures you'd take both the girls into your party. We now save and access menu on the world map. Cool. We are going to get back our main party back right here. Or the party we just used anyway. DK and Jock in the back. That's how we're going to do it for now. We will be switching up the party shortly after Calm, though. Okay, so it is triggers. Sweet. I was reading the controls there for a second. Am I even going the right way? Yes, I am. Okay. Does it normally start you on the backside of Midgar? I don't think it does. Also, enemies. You don't have Bolt on you. Go ahead and quake him. This thing has more health than I remember. We're gonna go ahead and use Lunatic High. Just showed off. Lunatic High gives everyone haste. And apparently all of Nanaki's physical attacks heal him? Interesting. Is that his hair clip that does that? I'm very curious now. I'm gonna have to look at that. Holy crap, a battle in a video might actually keep in for a change. Okay, so it is a red clip that drains HP. Okay. Wonder if his Sled Fang still does that? Oh, grants haste and evasion. Okay. And that does drain HP. Okay. Interesting. Can I... Bravery reduces defense. So overall, that probably would have been better to use on an enemy slower with stop. That's good to check. Cross slash inflicts paralysis, not stop. Okay. I'm probably still going to end up saying stop throughout the majority of these videos. And then Decays does a debarrier effect with Big Shot. And Mind Blow does MP damage in Confusion or Berserk. And or Berserk. Interesting. I haven't been using Mind Blow because I just thought it was the base normal MP damage thing from the base game. Let's go ahead and get the girls in here real quick just to check theirs. I forgot about all this. C minus, C minus. Okay. Hers don't have anything. That's probably a good thing, considering all her limits are tied into one limit break, so it'd be weird to stack so many abilities. Aerith's is restores 50% max HP, and inflicts silence and stop. Okay. Good thing I checked on that, because I was not sure on any of that. That's probably good for you guys to know, too. And there's our little town of Calm. We're going to go ahead and be stopping there. Oh, hello. Cloud got Blade Beam. Okay. Should have waited to look at limits, apparently. Spread damage after hit, so not what Blade Beam normally does. Right. Anyway, I'm excited for this episode in particular, because Sega Chief did a really cool thing in this mod that I'm really still hoping is in it. So, this must be Calm. Y'all be waiting at the end. Don't wander off, Zorn. Let's go, Zorn. Before we go in there... Oh, wait. We might not get to that to this episode, actually. I just realized we got to do the backstory with Sephiroth, which also has some changes. Ether. Nanaki's just chilling in some random person's bedroom. Oh, it's you. According to that small human over there, Avalanche was blamed for the president's death. I'm not surprised. Cinder never tells the truth. It is also said that Avalanche left the new president badly injured. Well, of course they... Oh, I guess that one's true. Mako Energy's made... Mako's... Focus, Soren. Mako Energy's made things a lot more convenient. But a lot of plants and animals have been disappearing at a rapid pace. I think the old life was better. Don't you think so? Yeah. Yeah, sure I'm right. You think so, don't you? I don't remember, is this chest openable? I don't... Nope. Yeah, so we're not actually going to get to that in this episode. I'm actually not even sure if we can do the entire backstory in this episode. This episode might just be running around Calm gathering stuff, because I do want to do that entire this section in a single episode. Got an ether from that. This chest just says locked. I wonder if Sega Chest did anything with that chest. I never came back to check it later in the game. And up here is Curial Greens for Chocobos. Be catching some of them soon. This is the item store. Anything new? Not really. Gonna go ahead and round everything off again. We're not gonna need more than 6/10. Not for a little while, anyway. This is the materia store. Anything I want from here? I actually wouldn't mind a second poison thing, but let me check weapons first. Also, another thing Sega Chief did that I forgot to mention when we were talking to Nanaki. All your party members are scattered throughout different towns. Where they aren't normally. It's like, normally they're nowhere to be seen in Calm, they're all just waiting up at the inn. Whereas Sega Chief moved them around to where they're actually in parts of the town. This will be a long trip, we gotta be prepared. Yo, leader man, how about spending some of that money you leached off me? Well, you never paid me for the second job, so... Mithril Saber, Cannonball. I don't want the Cannonball for Barrett. The Full Metal Staff no longer has her healing effect, but it does greatly increase her damage. We don't need the Mithril Amulet. We'll go ahead and take Mithril Claws for Tifa, though. No new hairpins for Nanaki, I noticed. This town's so quiet. Too quiet, to be honest. It's a bit boring. Mal Man was a miner, but when the monsters showed up at the Mithril Mines, where he worked, they had to close the place down. Now he does sit around and get himself hammered at the bar. Did you hear the news about Shinra? The president is dead. He was killed by the remnants of Avalanche. Hey, I bet that's news to you. You're pretty clued in. Yeah, I sure am. Word is that they're reorganizing security since the attack. They're going to make sure Avalanche gets stomped out. The famous floating city Midgar. Just once, I'd love to see it in person. Thanks to the Mako energy that Shinra Inc. provides for us, everything's more convenient now. Ooh, this house. Don't actually think there's anything up here. We come back to you later for other things. I got my health, and that's enough to eat. All is well, I guess. Yeah, we come back to you later. Oh, there is a potion in there. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to talk to her. Is it true what Shinra Inc. was making monsters? I see. But that doesn't matter, so as long as we keep using the reactors, we can't stand up to Shinra. One more stop to make. Hello, Tifa. Oh, you know who I wanted to talk to? Seems that theirs was a group called Avalanche running around, but I guess Soldier finally wiped them out. Finally, I got a chance to relax. We're safe now, I guess. Tifa, stop. Tifa, no. Come on. Talk to this guy, Cloud. There you go. Me? I used to work at a mine down south called Mithril Mine. A while back, monsters started appearing. After that, the business went to pot, and now I'm spending the days here drinking. I had terrorists bomb the Midgar reactor. There have been a lot of dangerous accidents recently. I hate it. I just hate it. That one went off the screen. That was weird. Stay out of the kitchen. Yeah, that's about everything that we can find in Calm. Let's go ahead and go to the inn. Now, magically, somehow everyone beat you here. Zoran, you're late. Alright, this is going to be a bit of a longer episode, and it might be a very long recording session for me, depending on how one fight goes. Yo, man, you're late. Sorry to keep you waiting. I guess everyone's here now. So let's hear your story. You know, the one about Sephiroth and this crisis facing the planet. Let's hear it all. Tifa, fact check. I used to want to be like Sephiroth, so I joined Soldier. After I'd made first class, we worked together for a while and eventually became friends. Friends, huh? Yeah. He was a famous war hero. Everyone looked up to him. I looked up to him too. Till one day. One day. After the war, there was an incident at a mako reactor in Nibelheim. A soldier was sent to investigate. That was 5 years ago. I was 16. This is going to be a lot. If you don't care about the flashback, go ahead and end the episode here, and I'll catch you guys next time. Otherwise, strap in and watch me die to a dragon. Sure is raining hard. Yo, Ramirez! Had to make the joke. Hey, how you doing? I'm alright. I wouldn't know. I've never had much sickness. Just hang in there. Everything okay? Hey. Settle down. They gave me some new materia. It'll give us a serious edge. I can't wait to use it. Just like a kid. Yeah. Is this mission going to be dangerous? Reports suggest it will be. Good. Why do you say that? I joined soldier to be like you, to become a hero. By the time I made it to first class, the war was already over. All my hopes of becoming famous ended with the war, I guess. So that's why I always sign up whenever there's a big mission. Kind of a way to prove myself. And I guess hanging out with Mr. Sephiroth can't hurt either. I suppose I'll need to go over the briefing with you again. Our mission is to investigate the Nibelheim's mako reactor. There have been reports of monsters attacking the town, so it's likely that it's been a mako leak. Raw mako can make monsters more aggressive. So after we take care of them, we'll enter the reactor and identify the problems there. Monsters in Nibelheim, huh? Hey, isn't that where you're from? The mako reactor at Nibelheim that's our target. Nibelheim. That's where I'm from. Hometown. Some kind of huge monster sitting on the road. It's huge. Seems they found us first. Let's go take care of it. Now for me to get my ass kicked. Also, eat Bahamut. Ouch. Also, this is not normally here, by the way. I think before Sephiroth had a couple other summons too, but it seems like it just gave him Bahamut this time. Again, I don't know if that's arranged or what. Oh, there goes Cloud. That's not too much magic. Will you leave him alone? Comet too. Zoran has Odin. Interesting. Does Sephiroth have MP restore or HP restore? On that I wasn't paying attention. When I played through before on non-arranged mode, he had MP restore, which made this fight easier. Still fairly difficult. Also, Sneak Attack Odin is one of the best materia combos in the game. Unfortunately, this doesn't look like Gun or Zanetsuken, so you know what? Keep attacking Cloud. Why the fuck do I care? Okay, so it is MP restore. Could you please attack Sephiroth? That would be very nice of you. Oh, come on. Do you even have time to target him? Comment 2. Nice 2. Oh, hey, I got him. That seemed easier than before. Apparently, Comet had HP restore. Interesting. Sephiroth's strength is unreal. He's far stronger in reality than any of the stories you might have heard about him. Wow, why is he so much stronger? Good question. That's actually an important part of why this all started. But for now, we reach Nibelheim. I remember that fight being a lot harder. I figured on a ranged mode and on a newer version that it'd be harder still, but oh well. I should actually look up what version of this I'm playing so I can tell you guys what one it is. So how does it feel to be back in your hometown? I have to admit, I'm a little curious. I don't have a hometown, you see. Although, you must be from somewhere. What about your parents? I wasn't raised by my parents. The company looked after me. My mother's name was Genova. She died during childbirth. As for my father? Wrong. Error. Spoilers. But doesn't matter. Alright, let's go. Oh yeah, I have to move here. Being on watch is so boring. You want to do what we do? Shall we practice? Oh, you mean my posture? Do members of soldiers always have to worry about what others think? How'd it go? Was it like this? Good job. Being a soldier must be exhausting. Just keep wandering around here and we'll get in trouble. I can smell the Mako even from all the way down here. Yo, wait a minute. The name of Sephiroth's mother. Isn't that, I remember Genova. That was the damn headless spook in the Shinra building. That's right. Could you please let us hear what Zolan has to say? You can ask questions later. Raven, I was just... Okay, Zoran, continue. So is this the part when the childhood friends reunite? Yeah, I saw Raven. The town was quiet. Everyone must have been in their houses, afraid to come out because of the monsters. Or maybe they were afraid of us. We leave for the reactor at dawn. There might be another attack, so one of you stay on watch. Oh, and you may visit with your family and friends. I heard the great Sephiroth was coming to town, so I brought my camera. I want to try and get a short Sephiroth taking down a monster. What, you're kidding, right? What is a good picture of nobody? Welcome. Hey, aren't you... Have I been here before? I don't remember. Now you're pissing me off. Don't matter with it, so get on with it. This is my house. It has nothing to do with what happened 5 years ago. Yo, wait, I want to hear. Me too. It's been a long time, right? Tell us more. Sorry, family, right? Alright. I don't know if you'd call it a family. My father died when I was still young. I don't remember him. That's why my mom, she lived alone in this house. Yeah, I saw my mom. Mom, she was a vibrant woman, hadn't changed at all. I think that was the last time that I saw her before. Huh? Yes? Zoran. Welcome home, Zoran. Hi, Mom. Come, let's take a look at you. Hmm? You look so handsome. So this is a soldier's uniform. Mom, My, how you've grown. I bet the girls never leave you alone. Not really. I'm worried about you. There are a lot of temptations in the city. Feel a lot better if you just settled down with a nice girlfriend. I'm alright. You should have an older girlfriend. One that could take care of you. I think that'd be a perfect fit for you. I'm not interested. Is Tifa older than Cloud? I think Cloud's the older one, right? Yeah, I want to say Cloud's the older one of the two. Are you eating right? I'm alright. The company takes care of me. Oh, really? Is that so? I know you can't cook. I've been worried sick about you. Zoran? You know Zoran. Isn't that right, Zoran? I'll always be your mother. Let's stop this. Zoran? Did you go into my house? Yeah. I thought you might be home. I don't think there's anything you can get here currently. Zoran, did you go into my room? Yeah. Receive orthopedic underwear. Zoran, it's true. Zoran, talking about something really important here. Did you play my piano? Yeah, I jammed on it. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. There is a thing later that you get for knowing her song. I don't remember it though. I think you just have to play it here and then play the actual song later. So that was just a bunch of random keys. I think it automatically makes that check if you skip this, so don't worry about missing out on it. Zangan. The timing is suspicious. Is Shinra really here to get rid of the monsters? And who are you? I am Zangan, Fisting Master. Sorry, had to make the reference. I will travel around the world with instructing people in the way of martial arts. I have over 100 students all over the world. In this town, a young girl named Raven is my student. Did you say Raven? Raven has a good sense. She'll be a powerful fighter. There's something in here. What are you looking at? This scenery. I feel like I know this place. We're one bed short. Nighttime duty for someone, I guess. We have an early start tomorrow, so we should get some sleep soon. I've hired a guide to lead us to the Mako reactor. I heard she's young. I hope we can rely on her. I'm kind of nervous. What if he says no? This is ridiculous. You people better protect her. Once the guy gets here, we're heading out. Listen to me, Sephiroth, in case something happens. Trust me. I'll be alright, Dad. I'm Raven. Nice to meet you. Raven? You're the guide? That's right. Nobody knows the mountain better than I do. It's too dangerous. I can't get you involved in this. There's no problem if you protect her. Let's go. Mr. Sephiroth, please let me take a picture for a memento. Raven, you two, I want you in on this. Cheese. Great, thank you. I'll get each one copy when I get it developed. The Mako reactor was built on Mount Nibble. The cold mountain air of Mount Nibble was just as bitter as I remembered. It gets harder from here. Follow me. The bridge? Honestly, it's kind of surprising that that made Sephiroth fall. We've fallen quite far. We'll be able to get back. These caves are all intertwined, like an ant farm. We can probably get back. Oh, but Sephiroth, one person seems to be missing. Is that so? We have no time to search for him. Let's continue on. Just to get a better look at the materia setup. Sephiroth, of course, has the Masamune. He has Revive, Full Cure, HP+, MP+, Bahamut, Extra MP, Spell Power Plus, Contain, MP Absorb. So he has MP Absorb on those abilities. Can I switch around his materia? No, I cannot. Okay, I was going to switch it over to Comet, but it won't let me. Then HP Absorb on Comet. Wanted to switch those two around, but, you know, it's whatever. Then Cloud, of course, has Lightning, Ice, Fire, All, Preemptive, and Odin. Suppose I can't switch this around either, can I? Nope. With the Buster Sword, Silver Amulet, and Power Wrists. Sephiroth has the Masamune with 100% crit rate. Golden Armlet with Strength plus 15. And the Tough Ring, which halves restorative items, but gives Vitality and Spirit plus 50. He has maxed out accuracy and fairly decent stats, as you can tell. Here's what he looks like fully out. Little strong. Also, since Zoran's Cloud's level 32 instead of level 1. Fair thing to point out. Let's go. What's this? A mysteriously colored cave. This must be Mako energy. This mountain is especially abundant in it. That's why the Mako reactor was built here. Also, it doesn't seem like anything attacks Sephiroth. Ever. Zantetsuken! I'm going to be summon spamming throughout this. Mostly because it's quicker. Also, apparently, Renew doesn't use any MP outside of battle, which is nice. At least for this section, anyway. And what's this? A Mako fountain. It's a miracle of nature. It's so beautiful. If the Mako reactor continues to suck up the energy, then this fountain will be dry up too. Materia. When you condense Mako energy, materia is produced. It's very rare to see materia that is developed naturally. By the way, what is it? Why is it that when you use materia, you can use magic? You were in Soldier and you didn't even know that? The knowledge and wisdom of ancients is held in materia. The materia places that knowledge at the disposal of the wearer, who can use it to call upon the power of the planet, and use it as magic, and awaken latent physical abilities, or so they say. Magic, a mysterious power. Did I say something funny? A man once told me that terms like mysterious power, it should never even be called magic. I still remember how angry he was. Who was that? Professor Hojo Shinrank, an inexperienced man assigned to take over the work of a great scientist. It was a walking mass of complexes, hardly worthy a successor of the legacy of a man like Professor Gast. A Mako fountain. So this is what materia looks like. Here we are at the Mako reactor. We finally made it. We sure took the long way, though. Raven, you wait here. I'm going inside too. I want to see. Only Shinra personnel are allowed in. This place is full of industrial secrets. But, take care of the lady. Man. Better take care of me. Better take real good care of me then. Into the Mako reactor we go. The this door. The plaque that says Genova. It won't open, however. It's likely a coincidence, but I have a strange feeling. It's not important. Come on, we have work to do. The reason for this malfunction. There's a leak in this section. Zoran, close the valve. That should stop the Mako from escaping to the surrounding area. Why did it break? Now I see. Hojo. But doing this will never put you on the same level as Gast. You're chasing shadows. This is a system that condenses and freezes Mako energy. That is, when it's working correctly. Now what does Mako energy become when it's condensed like this? Oh yeah, it becomes materia. That's correct. But Hojo's using these pods to make something else. Take a look. It's not letting me do anything. Look through the window. Oh, I had to talk to him again. Okay. Hello, old friend. We'll be seeing you a lot later. What is that thing? Members of Soldier are made by showering them with Mako. We're different, but still human. The only physical mutation that occurs seems to be in the eyes. They've been exposed to Mako. They have been exposed to a far higher degree of Mako than us. Is this some kind of monster? Yes, but Mako alone couldn't have produced these monsters. Whatever Hojo has done here has allowed these people to survive prolonged exposure to Mako. He likely intended to create a more powerful members of Soldier, but these things were the result. But you're stronger than all of us. Does that mean you're different? You're different? Hey, Sephiroth. That room up there, it has my mother's name. Was I? Was I created this way too? Sephiroth. Ever since I was small, I felt that I was different, special in some way, but not like this. Am I human? Didn't really understand what Sephiroth meant then. I was too shocked that Shinra was producing monsters. Damn, Shinra. The more I hear, the more I hate him. Who would have thought a Mako reactor could hold a secret like that? That would explain the increase in the numbers of monsters recently. Think we should listen carefully and quietly. Don't you think so, Dark Kefka? Bahamut San. Poking his damn nose in where it don't belong. Yo, Zoran, why don't you finish that story? Raven, are you still outside? Yes. We returned to Nibelheim. Sephiroth confined himself to the inn, and he wouldn't talk to anyone. Then all of a sudden, he just disappeared, right? We found him inside the biggest building in Nibelheim. The villagers used to call it the Shinra Mansion. A long time ago, it was used as some sort of research outpost. I'll be saving my thoughts on this place for later. An organism assumed dead was extracted from a dig site and is believed to be 2,000 years old. Professor Gas posited that the organism was an ancient and named the cadaver Genova. X year, X month, X day. Autopsy confirms the presence of an unknown chromosomes in the organism's cellular DNA. Genova project approved. The aim of the experiment was to recreate the power of the ancients. My mother's name is Genova. The Genova Project. Is this just a coincidence? Professor gasped. Why didn't you tell me anything? Why did you die? Let me be alone. Sephiroth didn't come out of that mansion. He continued to read like he was possessed by something, and not once did the light in the basement go out. Sephiroth seems different. Who is it? traitor. Traitor? You ignorant traitor. I'll tell you. The planet originally belonged to the Cetra. They were an interius race that would migrate across the land to tend to any injuries that threatened the planet. They believed that the end of their long journey would be the Promised Land, a place where they could become one with the planet to find supreme happiness. But some grew tired of the journey. They stopped their migrations, built in shelters for themselves, electing to lead an easier life. Over time, they lost their connection to the planet, and now they use the land for their own selfish purposes. Those that gave up the journey, they were your ancestors. Sephiroth. Long ago, disaster struck this planet. Your ancestors escaped. They survived because they hid. But the Cetra sacrificed themselves to save the planet from the calamity. And so the Cetra were lost, leaving your ancestors free to multiply across the land. Weren't they your ancestors too? If the Cetra were wiped out, then the Cetra have finally returned. The organism that Shinra discovered was one of the Cetra, preserved for 2,000 years in an ancient structure. So they began the Genova Project. The goal of the project was to infuse the mythical powers of the Cetra into a human being. And they succeeded. I am one of the Cetra. You're an ancient? Yes. Though the Genova Project, the genius scientist Professor Gast was able to create me. How did he... Sephiroth! Out of my way. I'm going to see my mother. Hey you, you're still the sane, right? Then come over here and help me. I'll check out this house. You check the one over there. Sephiroth. Terrible. Sephiroth, this is too terrible. Papa? Sephiroth. Did Sephiroth do this to you? Sephiroth, soldier, Mako reactors, Shinra? I hate them all. Mother, I'm here to see you. Please open this door. How could you do that to Papa and the townspeople? Sorry, I do have people sleeping in the house right now. That's why I'm not yelling at the obviously points where they are yelling. You promised that you'd come when I was in trouble. Mother, I've come back. Show yourself to me. Yes, I understand. We'll take the planet back from them together. Sephiroth. My family, my hometown. How could you do this to them? So you followed me here. And with her superior power, knowledge, and magic, Mother was destined to become the ruler of this planet. But those worthless creatures, are stealing the planet from Mother. But now I'm here with you. So don't worry. Sephiroth, you killed all those people. How could you do this? They deserve to die. This is our planet. I'll reclaim the land that was taken from Mother. And I'll eliminate anyone who stands in our way. Sephiroth, I trusted you. Now, no. You're not the Sephiroth that I used to know. And that's the end of my story. Wait a damn minute, ain't there more? I don't remember. What happened to Sephiroth? Didn't you fight him? I don't know. The rest is blank. Official records state Sephiroth is dead. I read it in the newspaper. Shinra owns a newspaper, so you can't rely on that information. I want to know the truth. I want to know what happened. I challenged Sephiroth and lived. Why didn't he kill me? I'm alive too. A lot of this doesn't make sense. What about Genova? It was at the Shinra building, right? Shinra shipped it from Nibelheim to Midgar. Did someone carry it out later? It was missing from the Shinra building. Sephiroth? Damn, ain't none of this makes sense. I'm gone. I'll leave the thinking to you. Yo, Zorn. We're gonna stop him, right? I don't know. What don't you know? You're just gonna stand there while Sephiroth heads for the Promised Land? I ain't letting Sephiroth or Shinra get to the no Promised Land. I'm gonna keep this planet safe. Ain't nothing more to say than that. You hear what I'm saying? Is that it? Oh, brother. Fine, that's good enough. Oh, brother. Zoran, how bad was it when Sephiroth cut me? I thought you were a goner. I was really sad. The ancients, Cetra, Genova, Sephiroth, and myself. It's getting late. We should get some sleep. What a fascinating story.